phone, so it's not that bad.
Well, yeah, Josh said that Mikey looks like he's ready for a high school wrestling match right now, which I actually agree. I feel the same way. The last time you sent me a picture a while back that was so funny. It was like you looked like a caveman. Your hair was sticking straight up. You had a big, long ass, big beard. You looked like a Geico
I was
caveman.
homeless. That's what life without another dumb show's like. You just really just let yourself go. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I did though too? That's the thing. Like when everything went down with the house and she and I started having problems, I really fell into a depression. There's really no other way.
Shit.
No other way to put it.
You went radio silent on me. Not too often. Like even when I checked in on you, you were so short with your answers and stuff like that. I knew something was going on, and you were like, "We'll get into it at some point." And I just wanted to keep reaching out, but I know what it's like when you're stuck in one of them spots. You just don't. You don't want to talk to nobody. Fuck the world.
It was a really bad time because I was I left out too. Got really when I was trying to work up the money to rearrange some things in order to keep things going around, I got behind on my rent and I almost got evicted.
Oh no.
So thankfully I was able to work my way through that, but it was some help from my family too. So it was really embarrassing, and I got to the point where I almost said I'm just going to move back in with my parents, be the divorced guy, move back in with them, and try to save up money and get myself back to square zero and work my way out of it from there. But I like where I live too much.
Another dumb show from Bish's basement, man. That
Not
would have been
Bish.
dope.
Oh no, not Bish. Bish is still a hoarder. So there's nothing. I'm not even allowed in her house. If I go to my mom's house, I can't go in the door. And I love her. I'm not trying to bust her balls. If she's watching, I love you, Mom.
I didn't know she was a hoarder like that.
Yeah, she'd gotten bad. I think she kind of got a little bit better, but she ended up. I don't know. I'm still not allowed in. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is in there. Her dog just passed away, so I'm sure there's not an animal, making a mess in there anymore. At least, so it's probably a little better. But I'm hoping that she's taking this opportunity. Yeah, but to her credit, she's doing great on other things. She's working steadily, and she seems to be okay. So, my mom's my mom. But no, so this was actually with my dad and my stepmom. I was going to move in there, and which was shocking because I had a bit of a, I've always kind of had a strained. I hate saying strained relationship with my parents, but just kind of distant with my dad and my stepmom because, they're 40 minutes on the other side of town.
Yeah, so you don't get to see them all that often.
They just don't come over here either. They just don't. They're East Siders. I live on the West Side. They just don't come to the West Side. Just don't. For anything. Yeah. So unless somebody dies, that seems to be the only time I'll see them come out to the West Side. So I went over there when everything was going down with B1, and I had a real heart-to-heart with them about my relationship with them, and part of why I was kind of just feeling so down about everything and just kind of lost, basically. And kind of told them, look, I feel like the black sheep of the family, and I guess I think you guys love me, but I don't think you guys really like me very much. And they kind of said, well, we don't like some of the things you do from time to time. But other than that, oh boy, Mikey, I'm already in trouble. Here we go. Hold on, we'll get back to that. Hi, Mom, you're on another dumb show. Hello?
Well, hello.
Hi, Mom.
I'm here.
Turn your radio down.
Mom.
Turn the TV down, please. Thank you. Hi.
Okay. Hi.
What's happening?
Hey, listen, it's getting better, and you're going to be in this house sooner than you think.
Yeah, all right.
That's awesome.
Thank you for not calling and yelling at me. Thank you for calling with good news. That makes me super happy. You have no idea, seriously.
Yeah, and I think Mikey is a cutie pie.
I knew you'd love Mikey. Hello. Oh, welcome to another dumb show. I'm another dumb show host. As you can see, the animals have already whacked the camera while I was prepping for the show, and we're now all crooked. So we'll get that fixed here in just a second. So sorry about that, guys. I thought we were ready to go. I was busy prepping over here and not paying attention to any of that stuff. So, oh well, such is life. Welcome to another dumb show, issue number 41. It's what is it, June 6th, 2023. I appreciate everybody joining us today. I believe Mikey is going to be joining in here at some point. I know he was, oh, there he is. He's already here. Oh, awesome. Good stuff. I got this fixed already. Mikey, what's up, my dude? How are you?
What's up, man? How you doing today?
Look at this guy on time. I didn't even have to check and see. He's already rolling and ready to rock and all that good stuff. So I appreciate it, my friend. Good stuff. How are you?
Good. Just woke up from a nice 3-hour nap.
Good for you. I know you work at the ass crack of dawn. So is that how you were able to take a 3-hour nap today?
Yeah, I got done a little bit early today. I get up that early to go to the gym in the morning. I go to work at like 6:30.
Okay, good stuff. Wow, do you really? So you get up that early wow, that's dedication. Good for you, my man. Are you back on the juice?
Yeah.
Are you really? I knew it. See,
Yeah.
So are you, I probably would have helped if I had turned my lights on today. Boy, I was ready with a lot of stuff. I got a whole show ready to go, but apparently all the studio wasn't ready to go. So sorry, guys. Anyway, so you're back on the juice, huh, Mikey?
Yeah, just testosterone this time. No other anabolic steroids like last time.
So that's just like you're getting older and you're taking the testosterone, right? Replacement stuff. So I've considered doing that. All right. Well, we'll get into that a little bit later. I definitely want to talk to you more about that. So we'll talk more about that in a little. I'm okay. I appreciate you asking. Shay is here. My son is visiting. They're coming over during the week now, like Tuesday through Thursday, because I'm working so many weddings on the weekends. Yeah. So their mom was nice enough to offer to let them come here during the week. To let them come here and get them out of the house, in other words, so they can have some time to themselves in the pool and things like that. So good. It's nice. One of them, the older one, Brady, he's doing airsoft today, so he's like shooting Nerf guns with, it's like paintball with Nerf guns, basically. They come home covered in bruises. They love it.
They do. It's the airsoft, the little
pellets.
Pellets, right?
Yeah, the things the cops shoot at you when you're before they start shooting real guns at you. They pressurized bullets or whatever. No, they so that's this new thing, and there's like this airsoft park basically. Like there's paintball parks. They have an airsoft park where they just go and they tumble around and they shoot each other, and they have a blast doing it. They really enjoy it.
Wild. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, they seem to really love it. I guess I don't understand the fun of getting pelted with stuff like that. I mean, the bruises look identical to the ones we get when we do stuff with paintballs. It's identical.
Really?
Yeah, and they're proud of it. Look at this, they show their arm, be like, look at this huge ass weld I have. So they feel so cool. So
he gets all tactical playing Call of Duty and then plays it in real life.
That's pretty much what they do. They go with like a foursome and they go and they try to wreck another group of four and, try to knock things out. And so
that's cool.
Yeah. So, all right, Mikey. Well, I'll let you wake up for a sec. I'm going to go ahead and check in. I do have some things I wanted to talk about today. I did see Brap was first in the chat, so I'm going to give Brap a shout out. So shout out to you, Brap. I appreciate you being first over there. Hold on one sec. Let me close this window over here so I can kind of see what's going on in the chat. So I got the chat over here. I can see everything. Good to see everybody again. One thing, if you guys were watching the recap, you heard me talk to my mom. I'm going to talk a little bit more about her reaction to me talking about some of her issues within her home. I do have a couple emails I wanted to read here. Let's start off with, I got an email from Chris. He says, hey, hey man, I'm trying to put together my business just like you are. I'm starting an exotic animal education / display show thing on Twitch and possibly YouTube. It would be cool to maybe do a crossover and have you interact with some exotic animals on your show. I'm kind of local to you, but we'll be traveling all over Ohio to seminars and hopefully schools as well. If you have any interest, let me know, man. I think that's, well, I have mixed feelings about that because I think you guys know I'm not a huge fan of like snakes, or I don't know if you know this, but like sharks freak me out. Oh, I do this real quick. Hold on one sec. He doesn't know I'm doing this, but yeah, look at that hair. Anyway, so there was, I couldn't resist. Sorry, I had a squirrel moment there, Mikey, for a sec. I saw your hair and it made me crack up. I got lost for a sec. So, but no, exotic animals. You guys know sharks are like my biggest fear. And I guess he's probably not going around with sharks and things like that, but he's got, I'm assuming, spiders, and snakes and things like that. Mikey, are you into snakes and stuff like that? How do you feel about that kind of
Hell
stuff?
no.
Yeah, no, my B1 for a while, we had when she was living here, we had a bearded dragon for a little while. That was
I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, a couple months. I named him Zod to fit the theme of the house because we have, and he's kind of, so we have Clark Kent, and we have Kal-El, are the two cats. Darla's kind of a random. Britain named her at work before I had a chance, so she's just Darla. She'd be Lois if I had my way. But anyway, Darla looks great in my little bean arena. So let's see. Hi, Darla. There she is. There's a bean arena. Look at little whoppo puppa whoppers. Bean arena, say hi. Say hi to everybody. What a pretty girl. Anyway, so exotic animals aren't my thing. So, but I did give Zod a chance, and I named him Zod because that's obviously Superman's enemy or whatever. I guess at least in the Man of Steel movie. So I thought General Zod would be a good name for him. He was here for a while. I gave him a chance. I let him sit on my shoulder and stuff. And I'm going to tell you, bearded dragons are the stankiest, smelliest animals on the planet. They absolutely stink. They just all around, and then they start the crap. Well, I guess maybe not just all around smell. Their poop and their pee is just the next level stink. It is so gross, and even in that little tank, it starts to permeate the whole house if it doesn't get cleaned up immediately. And you don't really want them to go in the tank because it's really hard to clean. So we have like hardwood floors, so if I put him down on the hardwood floor, he could run around and just take a dump on the hardwood floor. It's really easy. It's fake hardwood, so it's like the linoleum. It's really easy to clean up. So, but it would just destroy the house. It would destroy the room. It would smell so bad. So she ended up, when B1 moved out at I think it was the end of January, she moved out. She took Zod with her because I frankly didn't realize how much work these things are. They take an incredible amount of care. Like you had to feed them worms and all these weird blue worms, and then they get diarrhea. It was a nightmare. So I was so glad she took Zod. And then I think she couldn't really handle Zod, so she ended up giving Zod over to her mom. So her mom's got Zod. Oh, Mikey, I just realized too, bud, I turned your audio off by accident. So if you're back on now, but if I accidentally do that again, just start waving your hands and it'll remind me, hey.
Yeah, I don't even think I tried to say anything at that point. But I had an iguana when I was a kid that was like 4.5 feet long.
Yeah, those are crazy. Those are mean.
He wasn't that mean. He whipped me a couple times. I tell you what, man, that tail wraps around your leg. That thing hurts. But it was my father's friend's iguana, and he gave it to us, and it was potty trained. So we would leave a little bit of water in the bathtub, and he would go shit in the bathtub.
Yeah, well, that's the way to do it. That's probably smart.
It was smelly, though. You're right. It would stink up the entire fucking house.
Yeah, it was really bad. Well, when I first met B1, her dad had an iguana when I went over to her house, or his house, and met it. It was huge, and this thing was mean as F. It was whipping around in the cage. It was whipping its tail. It was hissing and stuff. And B1 was like, you don't go anywhere near that thing. It'll bite your hand off. It only like my dad. It only likes her dad, I guess, or something like that. So
Teeth are
so
razor sharp too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'll mess you up. Those things will jack you up. The bearded dragons, I don't know. It didn't really bite or anything like that. It was super docile, so I didn't really worry about being bitten by it, thankfully. Chris, I guess to answer your question, maybe, depending on what the animal is. I'm not a huge fan of spiders. I'm not a huge fan of, really anything other than cats and dogs. I'm not going to lie to you. So anything above that is pretty exotic to me. I think on the show at one point, the old show on RMG, we did something and I freaked out. There were cockroaches one time and I lost my mind.
Cockroaches.
That scared the hell out of me.
Oh my God, they threw them all over the phone screen.
Oh, it scared me so bad. It was
that
awful.
The scream that let out of your mouth is still stuck in my
I forgot. Yeah, that's right. They sound clipped that for years. That was getting dropped for years
shrieked
on the show. And then from there, yeah, that's it. I don't know what we'll talk about it, Chris. So send me another email and we'll, maybe a crossover episode might be better to let you get crawled all over. But hey, maybe iPhone guy said he wants more interaction out of the host. So who knows? Maybe I'll end up doing that myself and interacting in that way. M-Balm, a huge fan of another jump. He's in the, I'm checking the chat. He said he had a brown lizard he won as a kid at a local carnival. It died when he's at his grandparents. So his parents went out and got a leopard gecko and tried to pass it off as the same lizard. Those look very different. So I don't think you could, especially if it's a leopard gecko, it looks very different than a brown one. Brown one's just straight brown. My other Brady, he has a leopard gecko at his house. His name is Henry, we call him. All right. I have another email here. Let me find this email. Well, this was a nice one. I like this. This is an email showing a little bit of love to your old pal, Dom. It says, Dom, I want to congratulate you, of course, and tell you that the show really operated well. I was on my cell for the chat and on my Roku to watch. It was in sync 100%. Very well done. Everything looked great. I'm glad you had Mikey on because I think he's a great representative of your fans, and he is awesome. You should be very proud. I know you appreciate the feedback, and I just wanted to listen in, and I'll always be here for you like the rest of your fan. Kind of got choppy there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, right on, man. So he said, thanks for never letting us down. So I appreciate that, dude. You're absolutely you're welcome. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be doing this with everybody. The reaction yesterday was great. Quite a few people watched, so that was really cool. Sorry if I have a little bit of dry mouth and I'm smacking today. I did do a little bit of burning down today while I was prepping. And I also got, I got yelled at. I'm not going to lie to you. I got yelled at by my mom. She lit me up pretty good for my, if you were watching the recap, you saw me talking about yesterday her hoarding problem. And she had a conversation with me today and asked me not to talk about it anymore. So this will probably be the last time I bring any of that kind of stuff up because it really upset her. And she said it was disrespectful is what she told me. So my first reaction, I did kind of roll my eyes. I'm not going to lie. I did roll my eyes when she said it. And she went, I know, it's just what you do. And I was like, well, yeah. But the old me would have immediately lit her up and went into a whole, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to say what I want. Or, it doesn't matter. Maybe if you weren't doing that and you weren't living your life that way, I wouldn't talk about it. And, that kind of stuff. That was the old me. Yeah, instant overreactions because, I am on some new meds. I am on a new medication that I started about I don't know, 2 months ago, I think now. Maybe been on them for about 2 months now.
Wagon?
A little heavier than the Lexapro.
I'm on a Cetraline, a Zoloft.
I don't know what, that's Zoloft? Okay, cool, good for
Yep.
you. So yeah, we got two crazy people on the show. I'm officially crazier than you based on the two things I'm taking, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm officially in that bipolar spectrum or the bipolar 2 spectrum or somewhere in between. She didn't really give me official diagnosis, but the medication I looked up was exactly what that shit was for. So it looks like, but I'll be honest with you, it seems to have worked. It really does seem to have worked because I'm having fewer, I'm not perfect. I still lose my temper and I still, I'll still get manic and, spend money or responsibility or do something stupid like anybody else. But now I'm not doing it constantly.
It tightens up them highs and lows, so it doesn't go from way up here to way down there. It's just more of a tighter frequency.
You know what? I don't know
The
if
impulsive behavior doesn't last as long or go as hard.
I don't know if it's that, actually. I think it just lessens the amount of episodes. So I don't know if maybe it's an overall effect, like you're saying. Maybe that is what's happening, and there are fewer things happening in that sense. Just fewer outbursts or things like that due to the medication. But I think it's more, they're more spaced apart. It was like, for a while it was like every day, twice a day, there was constantly some sort of problem. And now I think it seemed to kind of slow itself down, actually. So it's been very nice. I'm actually pretty happy that it's been working. It's been good. So, but my mom
helped a ton, man.
Yeah, I fought it. I really did fight it for a long time. I didn't want to do it. I still actually am not. I feel like I failed myself, that I couldn't do it without the meds, kind of a thing.
You ain't kidding. I'm the same exact way. I feel like there's me taking meds actually confirms that there's something broken inside of me. So
yes.
I've been taking them for a year now. And I'm like, I'm really happy. Everything's going good. So I'll go a few days without taking them, and because it's growing pains with the meds. And then I realize I actually need them.
Right on.
I end up turning into an asshole again.
Well, I haven't. I've been very good. I haven't missed. Hold on, I'm changing this. I'm fixing this camera a little bit because it was so crooked. So, but bear with me. But I didn't actually I missed taking the dosage one evening. And so I just took it the next morning or whatever, but I've actually been good. I haven't been missing it at all. I'm pretty proud of myself because I thought I was going to miss that, but a lot, because it's just not really my thing to be responsible with taking medication or anything like that.
I can only be trusted to take pills regularly if I'm addicted to them.
And they give you a really nice buzz, right?
Yeah.
So I did actually, speaking of that, the old me, I guess, I hate saying the old me, but pre-medication me might have done something similar to what happened with Pete Davidson. I don't know if you happen to see what he did today. Pete Davidson from SNL, famous coxman. What a guy, by the way. I mean, every guy, he should be everybody's hero. Every guy's hero, at least. I mean, he's just banged his way around Hollywood. He's now making movies. He's like Kim Kardashian, the reverse of it. I guess he had his own thing on SNL first or whatever, but he's made a whole career out of just, banging hot chicks and being crazy, and good for him. I mean, it's pretty impressive. So, but he's gone through his ups and downs with mental health, right? So apparently he got a dog during the pandemic. Him and his mom got a dog, and it really helped them out. I guess it was really his mental health was struggling during the pandemic. I don't know if it's because he was separated from his mom or whatever, but long story short, he got this dog. Well, the dog was 2 years old, and the dog ended up dying at 2 years old. So he was all sad, and he obviously went to go get a new dog. Well, when he went to go get this new dog, somebody recorded him getting this new dog, and he got it's called a Cavapoo, which is a designer dog, which is I don't know what the Cava part is. Some sort of Cava something.
Cavalier.
I don't know, Cava. I don't know. I'm sure somebody probably knows, but you could call 8. Oh, by the way, I never gave out the phones. 844-HIT-DOM. If you want to call in, the phones work. 844-HIT-DOM. Make sure, I would love to see somebody call, because I tested earlier. It didn't work one time, and then I gave it a second try, and it worked. So just resetting it now just to see. So if somebody just wants to call in, feel free to give us a call, 844-HIT-DOM, 844-448-3862. But with Pete, so he gets this Cavapoo at a pet store, which is big no-no nowadays. You cannot.
You got to adopt.
Don't shop, adopt. That's right. Well, PETA came out, and the director of PETA or whatever, she gave him a hard time about it. And he was not real thrilled about it. So this was his reaction to it. He called and left her a voicemail, and this is what he said. Whoa, where's the audio? Here we go. Hold on. There we go. To avoid that. That's from TMZ. Other things to talk about. But so
Pete
regret,
Davidson.
no,
This message
what
is
is
for
going on?
Zach.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I got too many things playing at once. Hold on. Bear with me. Oh, that's what that is. That other thing never shut off. Sorry about that, guys. I had two things playing at once. Okay, back to Pete. Here we go. Start it over and go.
Hey, my name's Pete Davidson. This message is for Daphne. Thank you so much for making comments publicly that I didn't adopt a dog. I just want to let you know I'm severely allergic to dogs, so I have to get a specific breed. I'm only not allergic to Cavapoos and those type of dogs. And my mom's dog, who was 2 years old, died a week prior, and we're all so sad, so I had to get a specific dog. So why don't you do your research before you create news stories for people, because you're a boring, tired fuck you, and suck my dick.
End this message.
Now, that sounds familiar, that type of response to somebody. Oh, Mikey's laughing in the background. I got to fix that with your audio turning on and off every time I cut you in and out. Yeah, so that does sound familiar to something that I would have done in the past, berating people.
I love some voicemails like that.
Yeah, I definitely have left. I know one very famous voicemail I left similar to that, to Scat. But yeah, so, and I do feel bad for Scat, because in hindsight, I really don't think it was he was the one who had called B1's job. We think we know who it was at this point, and it wasn't him. I don't think so. Sorry about that, Scat. Anyway, yeah, so Pete Davidson, maybe he's off his meds, or he's just totally freaking out because he didn't have that other dog that he was used to having. But that was great. He really lit her up pretty good. Sucked my effing
He went from
teeth.
0 to 100 real quick in that last 5 seconds.
It was like he was trying to kind of keep it together for a little bit and be a little. Listen, you have to understand, it's about allergies. I have to get this specific dog. He does have a good point. Stay out of my business. You know what I mean? Who the hell are you to start yelling at me about, X, Y, and Z? Especially when it's none of your business, and I'm just a celebrity out trying to get a damn dog for my mom. Someone died. But my mom, boy, her dog just died the other day, or not the other day, about a month ago. Yeah, it was bad. I never really disliked any animal in my entire life except this dog. This dog and I never got along, but I did help her go take him to the vet and get him put down and all that stuff. He woke up one day and his back legs didn't work, so I don't know if he had a stroke or what. Yeah, it was ugly. Yeah, she had a little dachshund. It was like the long-haired dachshund. It was.
That's actually pretty common for them. My family friends have had a few of those, and rear leg problems, hip problems, back problems. It usually happens from them jumping off a couch or up on a couch or something like that. They fall down on their ass.
Well, I think it had happened once before where it hurt its back and it it didn't walk properly for a while, and then it just kind of healed itself. So I don't know if maybe it fell and remember when Dieter rolled down that hill and he compressed his spine and he couldn't walk for a few hours. Maybe that's what happened to the dog. It slipped off the step and it compressed its spine and bruised it. And then once it healed, it was able to walk fine again. Because that was years ago that happened. And then all of a sudden, the thing just was I just got a call from her saying, I think something's wrong with him. His back legs aren't working. I think he had a stroke. And so it was weird putting down a dog because she can't go buy a little cart for it. And he's 14. He's really old anyway. I mean, but most dogs, when you're putting them down, they're not really lucid. Either their face, they're just kind of not with it because they're either so old or so sick and This was just a dog whose back half was just a pile of mush, and the front half kind of worked. So just kind of watching this animal that was kind of just there, not really. I mean, he was pretty lethargic. I'm not gonna lie. Just suddenly kind of die. It was really, 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 really sad and really weird because you kind of know. I mean, they put him they anesthetize him first so they don't just go right to death. But just that whole time where you're
going into the vet and everything like that, the dog was lucid. And,
yes, exactly.
Why are we going to the vet? What's going on?
Yeah, not that they. And this vet office, God love them. They were able to get my mom in quick, and B1's office is really, I don't know if where she works is a little bit more high end or whatever, but this place, God love them. They did a great job, but it was just a little like, it reminded me of like the room in Saw, kind of, where it's maybe not that bad, and you just throw a couple of like metal tables down.
Oh no.
It was a little weird in there. It really was a very strange
state-run
room.
facility.
Almost. It was really weird. It was weird, but yeah. And they were like, "Yes, we'll kill the dog for you." Absolutely. No. Want to play a game or whatever? Isn't that what Saw guy says?
Yeah.
I
I don't know if he does say that. That's like
what
one
does
of the
he say?
Mandela effects.
What
I don't know, but I remember them talking about that possibly or being one of the Mandela effects.
Oh, that he doesn't
Would you
actually
like to play a game. He doesn't. I don't think he does say that. We just all automatically associate that with that. I want to look that up.
Okay, well, right here I looked up. I just Googled Jigsaw catchphrase, and it says "Live or die, make your choice." So
Yeah.
I remember that one. Famous line of Jigsaw. Now, see, I think you might be right, because that's not popping up. Damn. What's that from then? Do you want to play a game? Or do we all just make that up? What is that? That's very
We all
weird.
just made it up.
Huh. I'll be damned. All right. Well,
I guess everything that I just looked up, it says hello. The thing that he says is, "I want to play a game."
I want to play a
Not
game.
do you want to play a game or anything like that. Some of his little video messages start that way.
All right. Okay. So, Mikey, you had talked about. Somebody was on the phone. The phones are working, by the way. I put somebody on hold and it looks like they couldn't hang on. I apologize if you were on hold and I didn't get to you. 844-HIT-DOM, 844-448-3862. What do you think? Should I get exotic animals up in here? Are you taking meds if you're on the bipolar scale or whatever? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you're on. Tell me what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Again, 844-HIT-DOM, 844-448-3862. Now, Mikey, I got a DM, and I can pull up DMs, but it's really kind of a pain in the ass, so I don't feel like doing it. But somebody had sent me a direct message at Another Dumb Show on Instagram saying, what's up with the Pampers box behind Mikey's head? Is Mikey a dad now? Mikey,
Pampers box?
Is there something we don't know, or I don't know?
No.
Okay.
Oh God, no! The world. I don't know what would happen in the world if I became a father, but no. Just a box from packing. I went to a store and picked up a bunch of random boxes, and it just so happened to be some Pampers. But yeah. Don't need to alert the chat. We don't need to start calling CPS prematurely. I'm not a father.
You're not okay. So nobody is okay. So that's good news. I'm glad to hear that you are not a dad. But are you? You mentioned yesterday. I got to get rid of that dumb thing when it switches back and forth to me. It's too much. I thought it'd be cool, but it's very annoying every time it does it. So that'll be gone tomorrow, guys. Anyway, you mentioned yesterday you're moving into a townhouse next week. Are you moving in with your new girlfriend?
No, she actually
or not new
she
girlfriend,
just bought a
girlfriend.
house.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Ooh, nice.
We've been dating for just about 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
But she just bought a house. She moves in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I'm moving into a townhouse.
Okay, interesting. 2 years. That's usually right around the time people start moving in with each other.
Yep.
And why
we're not the
not there yet?
The normal couple when it comes to that. No, I like having my space. She likes having her space.
It works out. Okay, cool.
She's also got a 7-year-old, so she focuses a lot on that. And she's getting ready to start a new job. So we just decided that she started looking for a house before I was ready to. It's been a lot longer process for her. I mean, she probably put in twice as many offers as I did. Yeah.
Are you buying your townhouse?
No, I'm not buying a townhouse.
Oh, okay.
I'm just renting for another year. The market in Rochester is absolutely atrocious. Not just has to do with the federal interest rate or anything like that, but for example, in like Monroe County, like 2 years ago at this time, on average there was like 1,000 to 1,300 homes on the market at all times, and at the highest point in the last year, there's been 350 homes on the market.
It's a lot of data. It's a lot of data you're throwing at me here, man. What's the nutshell of all that mean? There's less houses available?
less houses available, and everyone is paying $50,000 to $70,000 over asking, skipping all inspections, all cash deals.
That's no good.
So just pretty much impossible to buy a house.
Okay. Are you going to? So you've been. Have you met? So I'm assuming over 2 years, have you met is it a son, daughter?
Yeah.
Does she have a?
Yeah,
it's
son.
both or something.
No.
Okay, you've met them.
Son.
Okay, that's cool. No, that's cool. So do you do stuff with him like in that sense, or do the three of you go out? How does that work?
Yeah, that's pretty much what fun revolves around these days. You know, weekends and stuff like that. We just go out with the kid. But like I just mentioned last night, we've been to the baseball game already. You know, little hikes, stuff like that. Okay. I mean, during the week, I don't get to see her that much because he goes to bed early, and he's just got a routine.
Gotcha. All right.
Are
you Uncle Dad, or do you try to?
He's in scouts and stuff. I go to scouts with him and stuff like that.
Oh,
I got him into a bowling league this past year, so I brought him bowling for an entire year.
Look at this guy. So I was going to say, are you Uncle Dad, or are you like? It sounds like you're trying to take in that kind of stepdad role. Good for you, man.
Yeah, it's been fun. It changes life dramatically. It really does. It shifts focus from whatever I was doing to more of a calm down role and lead by more of an example and try to watch my mouth and
oh, you can still swear in front of them. They love it. But B1, it's kind of funny that you say that because she kind of switched up a little bit there with what you were just saying as far as the step parent, because when she was like here, she was full blown like stepmom kind of thing. Now she's out. She's like, I don't go to baseball games. I'm go out with my girlfriends. I'm not doing any of that stuff. So yeah, a little bit. So it's a little bit weird, but we'll come back to that.
Tough.
It's been, it's kind of that why I wanted to talk to her the other day, but trust me, there's a lot more to it, and we'll get to that down the road. Not just yet.
Yeah, we sprinkle that into the shows. We sprinkle that into the shows.
Oh, yeah. This won't be a sprinkle, Mikey. This will be a tidal wave, buddy. All right. Yeah, I got a couple people on hold here. Let's take a couple calls. Hi, you're on another Dunn show. Another Dumb Show, 195. It's you.
Hey, Dumb, it's Jerry from East Liverpool.
Hey, Jerry, what's up, my dude? How are you? I forgot to save your name in yesterday, so thank you for calling back. How's it going, dude?
Oh, it's going.
It's going? Did you get that new job?
It's going. Well, a couple more weeks.
Oh, good stuff. I couldn't remember when you said it was starting, so I got you saved in here. Good stuff. Liverpool, there you go. World's greatest phone screener / phone answerer, too. Can do them both. Jerry, are you calling just to help me test the phones, or do you have something you want to talk about?
Well, you guys were mentioning about bipolar and what helps.
Yeah.
I'm bipolar, too. And I get like you, I get really pissed off. And what seems to help me is the weed.
Well, now, when you said you're bipolar 2, did you mean bipolar also or bipolar like the number 2? Because that's two, there's bipolar.
I'm bipolar number 2.
Number 2. Okay, got you. So manic depressive, essentially, right? Is that what that means? Severe depression?
I get depressed, and I was at times where I always thought people were out to get me and shit.
Right on. Well, and it's helped. The only thing that's helped, you said, has been weed?
It's been weed, yeah. They tried me on medication, and the hell with that medication. Weed does a hell of a lot better job.
What medication did you try?
They had me on Lamictal. They had me on Seroquel. None of it helped.
Ruh-roh. Might be one of those. Might be one of my two.
I can remember when you were back on the old show, how you would get pissed off, really pissed off. That's how I would get.
Interesting.
Where I'd want to go over to somebody's house and whoop their ass.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. It definitely doesn't get you anywhere doing that. Trust me. Costs you a lot of money.
It don't. It does. It does, yes.
Well, Jerry,
it gets you in trouble with the law, too.
Why? Did you get in trouble for your like anger and stuff?
Well,
Did you actually
got really depressed to one?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm trying to turn this light on. Go ahead.
That's okay. I got really depressed, so I threatened to kill myself. So
Oof.
I went into the bathroom and took a shower, and I was drying off and everything, and I heard a knock on the bathroom door. And I opened the door, and I have 6 cops with their guns pointed at me.
Well, it's probably the best thing. I mean, I don't know about the guns being pointed at you, but at least stopping whatever was going to happen in there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to get this.
I decided,
Go ahead.
No, like I said, the pills didn't help. So it's like, you know what? Something's got to help. Well, let me tell you, the weed calms me down, mellows me out, and I'm just like a totally different person.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. Now, how often are you smoking? Do you have to do it? And now, is it so, like, if you start feeling yourself getting angry, you smoke, or do you just stay high?
No, when I start to really start feeling myself, like my face gets real hot, that's when I'm like, yeah, I need to hit the bowl.
Good. Oh, good for you. Well, I probably don't think that would work for me, just because I just smoke too much as it is. So I think I've spent too many years smoking. Staying high, as Mikey says. I spent too many years doing that. So I don't know that works for me. And that's why I think I had to go to the hard stuff. And I would say over the past couple months so far, so good. So, Jerry, I'm looking forward to the updates on your dishwasher job. I hope you are not like the dishwashers I used to work with, who would eat out of bus tubs. One Jeffrey LaRoche.
Oh, no. No.
And
no, I'm the guy standing over the dish sink with the Bluetooth speaker blasting, listening to some rock. That's
nice.
The kind of dishwasher I am.
Nice. You got that classic rock, that 98.5 good stuff on? Or you guys are in East Liverpool, so you don't have that. You don't have NCX.
Like Disturbed, Korn, Metallica, stuff like that.
It's getting hard in that kitchen. I'm sure the salad girls love that.
Yeah, some of them do, some of them don't, but I really don't care.
I don't blame you. All right, Jerry. Thanks for calling, my dude. You have a good one, bro. Good luck. Give me a call back once you get that job, and let me know how it goes, okay?
I sure will.
All right. Smoke 1-4, brother. Oh, I hung up on him. Hi, you're on another dumb show. Who's this?
Hi, is it me?
It's you. Is this dude?
Hi. Yes, it's dude. Hi.
Hey, how are you, Carrie?
I'm doing good. I made some notes while I was on hold, but I crossed out the meds because that man already talked about it. Oh, dumb. I couldn't hear the caller, but I could hear you. So I only heard half that conversation. He had guns pointed at him. What? I was like, wait, what? Okay. And then, so since I crossed out the meds, because you all know I'm insane, can we talk about the smoke outside and, like, the haze?
It is wild, isn't it, Carrie?
And is this happening in Rochester? Dude. Carrie's in Rochester, Mikey's in Rochester. I'm in Cleveland, so I obviously have no idea what you guys are talking about. It hasn't hit here. We don't have, the only thing we have are train derailments and, killing the air.
Yeah, no, the entire outside since last night has smelled like a campfire, and the sun, like, is red, and, like, it hurts your eyes to look at. The whole city's, like, in a haze. Earlier, you couldn't even see the sun. Like,
is there a tire fire or something somewhere?
In Canada, like, I heard Canada's, like, on fire. I don't watch the news. It makes me sad. But, like, is that true? Like, what the?
Yeah.
I'm
the Canadian wildfires are out of control right now.
Really?
And, we are literally, the city of Rochester is in a plume of wildfire smoke.
Yeah, no, dude. It's
so
like
polluted.
You
drive around.
I mean, to breathe the air.
I'll be damned.
We are in a,
so
it looks wild outside.
Oh, I wish I could see it. Oh, damn. Well, next time, Carrie, take some pictures if you get a chance when you're off.
Yeah,
I'd love to see what that looks like.
I'm gonna walk my dog in a while. I'll take some pictures and send them to you.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I don't want you to. I don't want you. Hold on. I can't let you off without the med conversation, Carrie. In fact, if there's anybody I was hoping to hear from about it, it was you.
Okay.
I love that laugh. That's great. What?
Okay, so I'm on sertraline like Mikey is.
Okay.
But I'm also on Vyvanse, which they just switched me from Adderall to Vyvanse, and I don't like it because it doesn't calm me down and let me focus as well.
Vyvanse
and then I'm on.
They gave me that when I was I had sleep apnea real bad when I was real big and fat. I kept falling asleep while I was driving, and so they made me take Vyvanse to help me stay
wow.
awake.
I didn't know it had been around that long. Like, I never really heard of it till recently because there's that, there's an Adderall shortage.
It was great.
And then
I loved it.
I'm on Seroquel too.
Yep, I loved it too.
Mikey, and so you're on the same. Oh no, you're not on the same stuff as Mikey. You're on more than Mikey. You're on 3 different things.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Well, I only mentioned one that I'm on.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, dude. I'm like nuts. I have like 5 diagnoses. You guys have heard me call into Rover just screaming. Like when I get mad, it's not good. I'm just like
You've
Davidson.
called
like,
and yelled at.
Lose my shit.
You've called in and yelled at me for sure before. I've gotten yelled at by you. I felt the wrath of Carrie before. I know how that goes. Don't worry. Brett is saying I'm on the. Somebody's actually saying there are advisories here in town, so that I guess the air quality is messed up here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been outside for 5 minutes today. That's it. I went outside for 5 minutes and I've been in the house the rest of the day. Poor Greenie, she's been using a peep.
I'm outside all the time. How can you just go outside for 5 minutes? I love it.
I've been working. I've been staring at a computer trying to find things to talk about all day, and here I am talking to you about medication instead.
Mikey, I'm moving too. I'm moving next week.
You staying in Rochester, right?
Just across town. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm staying in the same complex.
How bad does moving suck?
Oh my God, really? That's so annoying.
I'm hiring movers this time. I'm not putting nobody out ever again. Packing up the boxes is a pain in the ass, but this is going to be the first move that I haven't had to physically move any boxes or furniture, and I am so looking forward to just sitting in this chair,
I have so
smoking and watching them move my stuff.
Not good.
Good for you, Mikey. That's the way to do it. Yeah, you
got
it. It's almost unless you have to move just because, like you get thrown out, or you just like you're lazy and you just last minute have to throw all your shit in boxes and back of cars. You don't really pack and stuff. Everybody's done that. At least I know I have. But when you get to a point,
hurry.
When you get to a point where you could pay for a mover, man, oh man, I don't think I've hit that mark yet, Mikey. Good for you. That's to me, you've hit some success. You should be proud of yourself. You're a borderline stepdad. You're paying for movers. Wow, you're not going to last long on this show, man. I don't think you're too responsible.
Don't worry, I still have the PTSD and the drug addiction, and there's.
Oh yeah, I was a drug addict too. I forgot about that. I'm just not anymore.
That's good to hear. Yeah, because somebody's giving you a hard time saying calling, no name calling. I don't want anybody calling Carrie psycho. She was nice enough to call in and tell us her personal stories, but they said you should avoid
a little bit, maybe. But
well, they should.
Don't make me mad, and I'll be real nice to you. Bye.
That used to be my attitude. Anyway, but they said you should not use drugs and alcohol while you do that kind of stuff, which is they do say to do that. And I noticed.
I only smoke weed and drink White Claw and eat mushrooms sometimes.
I love druggies. I love drugs. I love people, because I used to always say this when I was like using all kinds of drugs and not just smoking weed. Like when I was partying and coke and ecstasy and everything, I always said,
I used to do heroin. Hello, leave me alone.
Well, I never ever said that I abused drugs. I would just say I'm using them. I'm not abusing them. They don't use me. I use them. Like I really genuinely believed that in my head.
That's the difference. That's the difference between a drug addict and a non-drug addict.
Yeah, I guess so.
We use drugs until the drugs start to use us.
That's a good point.
Yeah, no, dude, it was not good. Like, and I can't even imagine my lifeline. Like, was I just torturing myself? And like, if I had been on the right meds back then, would I never have had to do that? It makes me mad sometimes, but I know you can't think like that.
Well, Mikey,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm super proud of you, dude. It sounds like you're doing great. I mean, you should pat yourself on the back, man, because I know you used to be a hardcore partier. And Carrie, pat yourself on the back if you're not shooting that shit up anymore. So do your thing.
No, not since 2013. No.
Good for her. Good for her. Well, 10 years then. Good for you.
All right, guys. I love you. I hope you have a good night.
You too.
I hope we don't die from smoke.
I hope you guys don't either.
As she goes outside to walk in it.
And smoke. All right. Adios, dude.
Go take pictures.
Later.
Right,
yes, thank you. All right. So she's going to take some pictures. Hopefully she'll email them in. Speaking of DJing, somebody mentioned DJing. For some reason, DJing just popped in my head. I don't know what. Oh, she mentioned sobriety. I DJ'd a wedding just a little bit ago where there was one of the people that was part of the couple, they were sober. And I didn't even realize that, which probably should know that going into it, but didn't realize it. But at one point, they did like this big group picture, and I was over by that area where they were taking a picture because during dinner, and there were like, I don't know, 7 or 8 people in this picture, and they said they had, I think either 100 or 150 years of sobriety between that whole table combined. So yeah, I did think that was pretty neat, and that was like, you could tell the whole rest of the party, everybody else was partying. They were kind of the table off to the side. You know, they were pretty subdued. They obviously weren't, they danced, but they weren't drinking and getting partying, obviously, because they're sober. But it was good to see, actually, people celebrating that. So big ups to you and Carrie. Well, you're sober minus weed.
California sober.
California sober, that's what you call it?
Yeah, a little bit of mushrooms, a little bit of weed.
Okay, all right.
That's
so shrooms are still in there too. Okay, I didn't realize that. All right.
Oh, yeah, I ate 4 grams yesterday.
Pat Wooey is complaining about the time. He said he's 9 o'clock is prime adulting hours, 5 p.m. sucks driving home from work, LOL. Yeah, we'll probably go back and forth. Like I said, the times will change here and there depending on my schedule with the kids and things like that. Shark is asking me, Dumb, are you going to Buzzard Fest? Just wondering. I actually don't know what Buzzard Fest is. Is that a concert? I'm assuming that the radio station I used to work for is throwing.
The radio station is concert series that the radio station is doing. I think it's 2 days or something like that. 3 days.
Are they not doing Roverfest then? And that's why? I'm assuming then?
Yeah, there's no Roverfest. I think Country Jam and Buzzard Fest go back-to-back weekends, or they're back up to one another or something like that.
That's pretty cool, actually. Country Jam was a blast the couple times I went to that. So I was like
I just started listening to some country music again.
Oh, really? What are you, a Morgan Wallen guy?
I'm a Morgan Wallen guy. I don't mind Morgan Wallen and Jelly Roll's new album.
Ah, I should have known. Should have known that was. So are you beating the Bible these days too? Is that part of the sobriety? No. Because I know that's Jelly Roll's thing.
Yeah, big time. But he's not sober.
He's not?
No.
I haven't really listened to him. I don't dislike him. I just don't think I'm really into him. I've heard like that Sinner songs. Okay. Another
I've
one.
Been listening to him for a long time. He did a feature with Tech 9 like 6 years ago, when he was around with 3-6 Mafia and stuff like that. So I listened to him when he was doing like some rap stuff.
Oh, so he started out doing rap and crossed over to do country. Like whatever version is.
Yeah, that one song, Save Me, went really big and had 100 million views on YouTube. And he got a big deal and decided to do a country album.
Huh. Good for him.
He's touring the summer with 3-6 Mafia. I think I'm going to go see him.
That's pretty. I know I was just talking to B1 about him the other day because she goes, I just can't feel Jelly Roll. And I said, because he's not a hot guy with wearing tight jeans, shaking his ass up there like Luke Bryan and Dylan Scott or the other. He's a 400
fat
pound
Post Malone with a mullet.
Right, exactly. That's perfect actually. Ooh man, who do you like better as a singer though? Because Posty's pretty good. Posty's got a pretty unique
I'd love to hear Posty
style.
and Jelly Roll do a feature together.
I could see that coming. What would you call that?
Yeah.
Tattoo Face? There's the band. That's the band name, Tattoo Face. Anyway, so B1 was just saying Jelly Roll that he was when he first started getting popular, he almost wasn't able to make it because he couldn't travel either out of state or whatever because of his parole or probation or whatever it was on. He couldn't even leave state to go tour and promote his music. So it's good that he still got a chance. So Sandy Cheeks. Go ahead, what?
Oh, go ahead, read it.
No. I was just going to say, Sandy Cheeks says the yuck Morgan Wallen, ew. See, I couldn't stand that dude at first either. But now I love him. I've really come around. I couldn't stand him. I don't know what happened. And is he the only person who got canceled and then came back? I mean, he straight up got canceled. It stopped being played on radio. They took his stuff off of YouTube music. Like, he was nowhere to be found. And then he does a song with P. Diddy, gives him a pass, apparently, to use the N-word. And then he's back. He's allowed to, well, I don't know what else. Because when he did that, was it Up Down, I think, he did, not Up Down's with Florida Georgia Line. was it You Proof he did with P. Diddy? But I think P. Diddy produced that or rapped on a remix version of it or something. So that was like the song he came back with after he got canceled. So it's just crazy to me that I thought he was going to be done. He said that word.
Not too many people that come back from that. I mean, because he wasn't like wildly famous before. I mean, and maybe he was. I don't know. I like I said, I'm just getting into country music.
He was pretty. I mean, he was supposed to host Saturday Night Live, and then like he got caught kissing all those chicks down at sorority day at University of Alabama or whatever. Like literally got caught kissing 7 different chicks or something on in one night. So I don't know how many chicks it was, but more than one. And so I think they booted him from doing the musical act on SNL because he was like not social distancing or whatever. But yeah, he was. He was massively popular when that happened. Like he was like the new face of country music. Went away, and then they realized how much money they were able to make on him and brought him back apparently and he's good. He's makes some good ass tunes. So if Disaster's cool with them, I'm cool with them. Damn it. So. Disaster said, how are people still hung up on the damn N-word? I don't know, Diz. That's not a question for me to answer, bro.
Hey, if Joe Rogan can have a 13-minute clip of him saying it over 200 times and not be canceled, then,
I'll pass on that. I'm good. I can't even hear that word without cringing. It like makes me jump. So I mentioned that... mentioned something about, I don't remember what I meant. Oh, DJing, the sobriety thing. I was actually it made me think about this past weekend. I don't know, do you guys remember way back on the show, on the old show on RMG years ago, there was an email that came in about Nudist Camp, a local nudist camp. And there was some sort of like local petition to try to get them shut down. And they were trying to get us to try to drum up like, hey, don't get, stop them from being shut down or something along those lines. I don't even remember exactly what the reasoning was. And I remember at the time, everybody on the show just being kind of like real cringy about the idea of a nudist camp and, people being nude in front of each other. And I was like, I actually don't, really not that big a deal to me. I don't think it's that, I think I would kind of do it. I'm pretty comfortable. Walk around the house naked. Kids are seeing my dick swinging and stuff. It just happens. But, I'm a dad. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, my dad would walk out in a cloud of shower-to-shower talcum powder, like LeBron James when he'd get out of the shower. I mean, that's seeing buck naked.
Polar opposite of how I was raised.
Oh, man, it was nuts. He was walking around Jimmy swinging all the time. It was no big deal.
I don't think I ever saw my father in his underwear.
Oh, I saw my dad in his tighty whities all the time. He was walking around tighty whities all the time. He was a Fruit of the Loom Haynes man through and through. Little tiny plum smugglers. But so I had said on the old show I was all for nudism and the nudist camps, and I was like, and I said, hey, you want me to come out? I'd be happy to come out sometime and check it out and look at some naked people and maybe get naked myself. Well, really never in the time that I worked on RMG did any of the things I said actually ever really like pay off for me. Until just this past weekend, I DJ'd at that very nudist camp. Yes.
Really?
Yes. So we're going to take a quick break because I got to get the kid fed here because it's dinner time. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get Shay fed some dinner. And we will be right back with another dumb show. And we'll talk about my experience at the nudist camp. We'll be right back at another dumb show. 844-HIT-DUMB. 844-HIT-DUMB. Hit us up. Hello. Welcome back to another Dumb Show. I'm another Dumb Show host. Here with my dude, Mikey. What's up, dude? Well, you're not live from Studio Struts. That's supposed to be gone by now. There we go. That'll go away eventually. I'll figure that out.
Live from Studio Chaos.
I don't know if it's quite chaotic here. I'm starting to get it figured out. Thank you very much.
Oh no, me behind me. The chaos behind me
Oh.
is chaos.
I was gonna say I thought you were dogging my shit, bud. Come on, man. Give me a little credit.
Your shit looks dope.
A little credit. It was nice. My kid came down actually the other day. This morning. Yesterday I got a huge, really nice like text message from my youngest son, or my older son Brady, and he was just super excited that the show was back, and he had like 8 million party hat emojis and like whatever the party emojis are, busy horn party emoji in there. So that made me feel real good. Yeah, it was real cool. And then my other son.
Lost you.
Sorry, I cut out for a second. I was coughing.
Oh.
My other son, he came down this morning, Shay, and he was like, "Oh man, this is so great that you did that, and that it looks so. I just think it looks so cool, and it's so neat that you were able to put all it together." So he made me feel like $1 million. It was really cool. So speaking of Shay,
that's awesome.
I'm gonna give it over to you for 1 sec. The food I got for him, actually, it was supposed to arrive. Literally, it got here 2 minutes too late. So, Mikey, hold the fort for a sec. Yep, talk to the chat. Say hi to everybody for a sec while I get that grub for Shay. And wait till you see what I come back with.
Yeah, Vanilla Charlie, you're right. I do need a studio name, but I'm going to wait until I'm into the new place and figure it out. I'm going to have a nice little monitor set up behind me as well. This is all happened pretty quickly, so I wasn't really prepared. I was really surprised when Dumb had called me and asked me if I wanted to be part of this as regularly as I could. So definitely got a little excited, and this is about all I had. Brap, you ain't kidding. That nothing pisses me off more in the mornings when I hear her cough or anything like that. It's absolutely disgusting. My studio is gonna have to be something Viking or Chronic related for sure, or lavender. Sorry, we have to say lavender. It's got to be just smoke lavender now. Enjoy some flowers. Oh, thanks, Carrie. Everyone's been saying, I've been reading in the chat. Everyone seems to think I look like Baker Mayfield, new quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm using a work computer, Shark, so don't give me that much credit. If it wasn't for this, I'd probably be using my cell phone. Why? What's everyone enjoying right now? Let me know what strange you got working in the chat. I do still listen to the old show. I don't get up at 6. I don't listen to it early in the morning because I'm at the gym and I'm working. But I listen to all the after shows on a regular basis.
Where do you guys see this? Mikey, how'd it go while I was gone?
Good. We was talking in the chat. We were trying to figure out what the name of my studio is going to be.
All right. We'll have to come up with something. Maybe once we get you in the new place. Skull
That's
Studio, if I had to guess.
Yeah. I said something. Oh, look at that.
That's not the camera playing tricks on you guys. That's literally as big as my head. Look at the size of that piece of pizza. I love this place. It's my favorite pizza place in town. If you love a good New York style slice, I recommend you try out City Slice. It's fantastic. It's on Lorraine in Cleveland. If you, I'm not getting paid to talk about them. I just love them. They're that good. So check it out. Go get yourself some City Slice.
Do they offer the small spicy char cut pepperonis?
Spicy small cut.
The cup. Cup and char pepperonis.
They do offer like beef pepperoni though as one of the options if you want to get. So I'm assuming if they have maybe a lot of Muslim or Jewish customers or something like that, they don't want regular pork pepperoni. So I'm looking forward to eating that because that is the best pizza in the world. So Mike, I heard somebody asking if you watch the old show still. That's why right as I got back there, you were answering that question.
Yeah, I listen to it I don't listen to the full 4 hours a day anymore. I probably listen from like 8 to 10. And then I definitely always listen to the aftermath. I love Charlie and Snitz. I really do.
Yeah, he's Charlie's my dude. I don't think Snitzer likes me, but I don't know that he dislikes me. I just get a weird vibe sometimes from Snitzer.
I don't think I ever met Snitzer.
Really?
Maybe once. Just like in passing. He was never really out at the bar. I mean, when you were in Rochester, it's usually me and you just partying pretty hard.
Yeah, he was definitely not at the bar with us for sure. I mean, well, that's not true. He would come now and then, I guess.
For a little bit.
He just, for a little bit. That just wasn't his thing. So, I did see, that's what I wanted to do. Let me drag this in here. There's this goofy video that I want to show you guys that I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Oh, wait, hold on. Get rid of all that. But I do want to thank, there was a few people who signed up to actually become members. They joined the channel. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. But there are people who actually signed up to be members of the channel. So I just want to give the first people who signed up to be members of the Another Dumb Show channel here on YouTube. Give them they're officially members of, this is now the official, if you want to be a member of the League of Dummies, there's now an official way to do it. Yeah, this is the most official way to become a member. I don't know the order that this came in. And again, we just did this yesterday. There aren't a lot. I didn't make a big deal out of it because I honestly didn't expect anybody to do it at all. So I'm just going to go right down the list from the top to the bottom. And if I had to guess, this might be the first person to subscribe or join the Another Dumb Show channel and become a member of the League of Dummies. Blue Wolverine. Not surprising at all. Blue Wolverine has been supporting the show.
Really?
Yeah, he's been supporting us since day one. So, and very adamant supporter as well. So I appreciate that very much. I'm looking forward to talking to him on the phone one of these days to try to learn a lot. He had, it sounded like I think his wife was in a bad car accident, something along those lines. It was really intense there for a while, I think, for him. And I don't know where it left off from last time I talked to him because I went into my little depression and kind of went radio silent totally all around. So thank you, Blue Wolverine, for signing up. Also, Dad Life, he's been around from the beginning. Big shout out to Dad Life for joining the League of Dummies. Also, Amanda, and there's not a lot, so this isn't going to take me that long. Amanda, 5798, I want to thank you for joining as well. Baby Maker, down, it looks like he's in Duval, got himself a Jaguars logo there, so shout out to Baby Maker down there in Duval County, or he's just a Jags fan. Leadhead 1B, that is Allie's grandpa. He's a big fan of the show, and he's now a member of the League of Dummies. Nugget Man, I believe and I'm not sure if he's one of our correspondents, but I believe he is. I know he's been around for a while. I don't know if Nugget is referring to eating nuggets. It's a picture of a nugget. I don't know if it's nugs. I can't remember. But speaking of the correspondents, I do still have the whole correspondent thing. We can do the whole correspondent map. We can still add people to the correspondence. I really didn't go into it because I didn't really I want to put together a little fun little production for it to get into it and all that stuff. And I just haven't had time to do it. But we will keep adding people. So if you are listening or watching and you want to become one of our correspondents in a city that we do not have one already for, shoot me an email, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. Always got to give me a little bit of proof. I don't think YouTube's let me show it anymore because they've really cracked down on the rules, even since the last time I was doing this. But I'll check it out, decide if your credentials are good enough, see if you can be, a true correspondent.
Really, I don't, because
it's weird. Well, you could show it, but you can't monetize it.
There's a couple podcasts that I watch. You can that they show it, they roll it. Maybe they're not I assume that they're monetized. They get millions of views.
I don't know, man.
Drink Champs, they're always doing it.
They're constantly shutting my stuff. Every time I post a video, it gets flagged for something. So, anyway, moving on. There's a couple more here. Brian Diston. Shout out to Brian for being a member of the League of Dummies. I appreciate it very much, my friend. I recognize your name. Been around for a while. Derek Rose, same as you. I recognize your name. You used to play for the Bulls, didn't you? Right? No, I'm just kidding.
Plays for the Knicks now?
He's a white guy with a white guy hat on and shades and Oakleys. So that's a white dude for sure. Derek, love you. Thank you very much. And Amy, of course. Amy's been around for a long time. I remember Amy. I've met Amy many times. And I believe she is with one of the famous RMG twins, if I'm not mistaken. So thank you to all of you who have joined the League of Dummies. Like I said, there's not a ton of you, but those of you who have joined, I really appreciate it. It's nice of you guys to do that. I appreciate it so much.
Welcome to the official league.
Yeah, that is there's the casual league, and then there's the official membership of the League of Dummies. So everybody in the chat was basically the League of Dummies, but now this is like the official. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's only like I think it's $1.99 a month. I was telling P1 about it yesterday, and she goes, "Oh, well, how much did you charge?" And I was like, "Oh, $1.99." And she kind of got quiet for a sec, and I was like, and I was thinking she thought I should have charged more maybe or something, and I was like, that's like what Pat McAfee charges, so who am I to charge more than that? You know what I mean? That dude's like a big show. He's moving over to ESPN now and stuff. So she was sitting there kind of quietly, and she went, $1.99, right? And I go, what'd you think I meant, $199? And she goes, I wasn't really sure. I'm like, what? I know I'm a little arrogant at times, but Christ, I know I'm not worth $200 a month, at least not right now, for Christ's sakes, for something like, I couldn't believe that she would even think I would even consider something like that, but boy. So before we went to the break, and by the way, thank you guys if you did stick around through the break, I really appreciate it. If you bugged out and you're just joining us again, I appreciate it. I did see Carrie said she was leaving because she can't handle the break music. A brother can't win over here. Yes, last time.
I thought it was
last time it was, we don't want to watch a recap during the break. We've seen the recaps. Well, that was because we were new and there weren't that many recaps to show. So it would eventually catch up and you'd see old stuff. But now, so I said, all right, screw it. I'm just going to put break music in. So there you go. You got the ADS chill beat there to enjoy during your break. If you don't like it, Carrie, go outside and take pictures of the smoke. All right. So I did talk about during this past weekend, I had some one of the conversations we talked about on RMG in the past actually finally pay off for me. I DJ'd just a party at a nudist camp this past weekend. Now, over the years, most of the time I do mostly weddings. Like a lot of the weddings I do. Here, I actually can show you a wedding. It looks like, here's one of the ones I did. Here's a groom I saw. I couldn't believe what I was seeing with this groom.
We were just kids when
we
fell in love.
Oh man, I forgot I had that on, so that's gonna get dinged. I meant to play it without the music. But anyway, why is this playing music when I haven't turned? There we go. So there you go. There's this guy, I don't know if you're seeing this, but there's this groom who's just literally just on his phone the whole time right now. He's sitting there. I believe he just got married, and now he's walking down the aisle, exiting the place, and he's been on his phone the entire time. If you didn't see it from the beginning, just this guy. I mean, he literally just got married. I don't know if he's posting or if he's checking his DMs. I'm not really sure what the guy is doing, but I find it a little bit weird that he's just sitting there doing that. I was very strange. But no, that wasn't actually at a wedding I was at. I didn't DJ that wedding. I just saw that video. And I thought it was outrageous that a groom would do that right after he just got married. This guy's an idiot.
He had to be placing some bets.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. He's a compulsive gambler and he can't help himself anymore. Okay, well, that's understandable.
That's my new vice.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You're a gambler now? You gave up the...
Dude, I can't get enough DraftKings, man.
Oh, see, I DJ'd an event, and that's weird. Like, I'm talking about DJing a nudist event, now I'm going to talk about DJing like a corporate event that I did an opening for, and I usually only do weddings over the past few years. It's been primarily weddings for the most part. Mm-hmm. But then last year when I was gearing up to be doing this, 100% of the time, I was like, well, I'm going to try to back down the weddings a little bit just so I can focus more on the show. And, well, the show didn't happen. So I ended up having all these like open dates this year. So in the past, I would be turning down like birthday parties and corporate events and things like that. Well, this year it ended up that I had openings, so I was like, screw it. I need to make some moolah, so I'm going to DJ like little parties and stuff here and there. So it's actually been kind of fun because at the beginning of the year I DJ'd an event for Caesar Sportsbook. And while I was there, I said to myself, do not download this app. Do not go down and do any of these betting windows that they're talking about, because I just know with my personality and my compulsive personality that if I start gambling and I win, if I hit one lick, that will be it. I'll be hooked. And I know I'll be chasing that forever. And I'll just be chasing that high. Just like that first line, you're just chasing it forever. You're never going to get that same feeling ever again. I have a feeling that's exactly what gambling is like. You are chasing that high forever. Am I right?
A little bit. I mean, the only money that I've put in is the initial buy-in. Everything that I've been doing since then is all house money. So my initial investment of $50 is all I've ever put in.
So you're just up, is what you're saying. You're not getting to the point where you get under 50. You're not there yet. What do you? I don't understand that. That's not that much.
I'm not betting on like Scottish soccer or anything else like that.
Right, stuff where you're staying up in the middle of the night
and everything.
Right, yeah, that's what that sports book. I didn't really understand. I remember when I went to Oktoberfest with the show, they had all these sports books, and I didn't understand even what I was looking at. And now they're popping up all over here because gambling just came legal in Ohio in January.
Yep.
And so I made a very distinct decision not to start gambling, because I knew. So what is you're saying? The $50 you put in, you've not lost yet? That's what I'm confused about.
I haven't had to redeposit money. You do like the initial $50 deposit.
Is this a fucking humble brag? This is a humble brag about what a great gambler you are?
No, because they give you so many deals. If you do the initial bet for $50, they give you a bunch of free bets, and they give you like free credits. So that $50 instantly turned into like $250, and I've been able to just use like $10 here on small bets and stuff like that.
So you got a nice little bank built up.
Anytime I get over $500, I take the money out.
So you have a bank built up, is what you're saying, basically.
Yeah, I haven't really lost yet. I'm up like 1,100 on the year.
Wow, good for you. What do you do most of your betting on? Football? Well, it's not football season now.
And then I started betting playoff basketball. And the Heat and Jimmy Butler have won me a bunch of money.
That's funny. You mentioned last night. Well, good for you. Congratulations on that. Last night you had mentioned playoff hockey. So I was done, and I turned on the TV over here just to see what was going on. And I was like, oh, there's playoff hockey that Mikey's talking about. I turn it on. There's literally a minute left. This one team is winning. The Vegas team, I think, was winning 7-1 or 7-2 or something like that. And I saw that they had 28 shots on goal, and they made 7 out of 28 shots. I was like, that's insane. It's like, it would seem like every time because in hockey, they take a bunch of shots and they miss almost all of them, or the goalie blocks it or not miss it. They just get stopped. But it would seem like if you're watching a hockey game and 1 in every 4 shots on goal is going in, that would be a very exciting game to watch. I bet that was awesome
especially in the Stanley Cup. Did you happen to see that that viral news clip of the South Florida reporter that was in Vegas for the game, and she was trying to do her thing?
I can't believe you're asking. I literally cannot believe you're asking me about this, because I pulled that. I think I have it downloaded somewhere, but there's no audio with it. I couldn't find any copy of it with audio for some reason.
I found it all. Every copy that I had of it was audio of it.
The two different ones I found.
The guy screaming, and she just mushes him out of the way.
I downloaded the 2 of them. I downloaded, both of them didn't have audio, so I was like, "Fucking, I'm not going to play it." But yeah, I saw her. So
I got to do a better job of sending you these links during the day.
Yeah, go ahead and send it. But yeah, it's so funny, the one clip because I saw that and I'm like, oh, that'd be funny, because we were just talking about playoff hockey and I couldn't get it to pull right. But yeah, she's doing her live shot at the game, talking about whatever. I couldn't tell what she was saying, but immediately she's wrestling with the guy, pushing him out of the shot. He's trying to push his way in, and I was thinking to myself, man, what if that was imagine if the roles were reversed and that was a guy pushing another guy, or God forbid, a guy pushing a woman like that. That would have been, just imagine if, but even a guy, I think, shoving another guy would like we're living in a world where you can't put your hands on anybody or whatever like that. Even though like this guy's trying to she's trying to do his job or whatever. I feel like it would have been a different spin on the story. This one was, look at how strong she is. Good for her for being empowered. And it's like, no, that's just a natural human reaction. I don't think it has anything to do with either person's gender. She just shoved the guy because he's being a dick. But yes, I was going to play that. So
her tweet that went with it was priceless too. I can't remember what it said though. It just talked about being respectful, and she can't wait to get that back to South Florida where the fans are respectful and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a nice little dig. It was even after shoving the guy, she took a nice shot at him. So what I was saying with the sports book is that was one of the ones I did, and I've been DJing all these small parties, and one of the ones I got booked for was this nudist event, new party at a nudist camp. So I did it this past weekend. It was actually for and strangely enough, it actually paid off in two ways because I DJ'd a wedding for the woman who booked me for this nudist party. It was her daughter's wedding. So I DJ'd the daughter's wedding. Everybody was clothed there, so you don't have to worry about that. It was a normal wedding. But so, not that this party was abnormal by any means, other than the fact that there were some naked people there. So, so I drive up to this place about a half hour away from where I live. Kind of a little bit secluded, down a little valley. And I pull in and not really knowing what to expect at all, what this place was going to look like. It's described as a nudist camp, I guess, I think. Or naturist camp, I think, maybe, I think is what the term they use. But when I saw the word camp on there, it didn't really dawn on me as far as like campground. I just thought like, a camp of people. You know what I mean? I didn't think there's an actual campgrounds. So I pull up, not knowing what to expect, and I pull in and you go down this little thing, and all of a sudden you're at this gate. And there's like, you got to get buzzed in. And there's a pretty big, massive industrial sized gate. So there you could tell right away this is private. Don't try to. There's no trespassing. You're on camera signs. All this stuff.
Messing around.
Don't try to get in here and see us nudies. So I buzz my way in. I tell them who I am. They end up letting me through. I drive up, and as I start driving up, I really pretty signs saying the name of the place, the name of the camp. Driving through, and I'm just kind of like waiting for something to happen, but it's kind of a little bit of ways off the road. Ideally, obviously, you don't want to have a nudist camp right along the roadside, so it's secluded inside these woods. So I'm driving down this path, a little wider than a golf cart path, woods all around me, and I just kind of all of a sudden, as I come around this turn, I start to kind of realize I'm hitting like where I start to see this campground, and there's campers parked, and I realize, oh, campground. There's a bunch of campers here where people actually come and do camping. Not just a camp of like a commune of nudists living together, which is what my brain originally thought, right?
That's what I'm thinking too. When you said a camp, I'm thinking of just like one giant building.
Exactly. Nope, it wasn't like that at all. It was it's just like, think about any other campground you've ever been to anywhere where there's just RVs and bonfires and, people have their four-wheelers out, that kind of stuff. Golf carts everywhere because they're driving around. And so I was like, oh, that's what this place is. And then I make the turn a little bit farther. First thing I see, totally butt-ass naked dude, just Johnson swinging in the wind as he's walking up the hill, just like, he's getting up this hill. So he's got to he's kind of power walking. Gives me a little on the way by.
Trudging the happy road of destiny.
Well, I just thought to myself, it was like, because when you're a little kid, you think of a nudist camp. You're like, oh, yes. Hot, naked chicks everywhere, showering, lathering each other up. Like, that's what you're thinking of. Like, it's shower scenes and Porky's or whatever. That kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
That's an old,
dated reference. Like an HBO real sex documentary.
Exactly. It's exactly what it was like. I turn the corner and there's a middle-aged guy wearing nothing but sunglasses, huffing his way up, Johnson swinging in the wind. And so he waves, I smile and I keep driving. Just you do a little glance, and then I make it past. There's this little section. They named their little area Bare Bottoms, one of this little group. So it's cool. You could tell. I don't know if that's where the little bar is. Maybe if that's what it's called, Bare Bottoms. But I wasn't sure. But I thought that was kind of cute as I drove by. And I'm zigging and zagging my way through, and I finally get up to past the campgrounds to what looks like the, kind of clubhouse kind of area. And I get up there, and I get stopped. And I realize it's the woman who had booked me. And she says, we have to get you checked in before you get set up. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I go inside, and thankfully I brought my ID because I have a bad habit. I don't like carrying a wallet, so I don't always have my ID with me. Thankfully I brought my ID because I've gotten good at bringing it to events just in case. And sure enough, I needed it. And man, so I have to go in this little house, and I'm filling out this sheet, and there's all these rules. Like, first off, we're going to check to see if you're a sex offender. Like, know that. So basically, don't sign this if you are, because we're just going to kick you right the F out of here. And then from there, I went further down the line, and then it dawned on me, because I was like, cool, I'm going to be able to get all kinds of footage for this, and like I can just blur it and do stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I'll blur faces and butts and whatnot. It'll be really fun to show. And there's a big ass thing on there. Leave your phone in your car, no cameras, no recording devices whatsoever, leave it in your car. So I was like, oh, crap. Which makes sense in hindsight. So I signed the sheet, I get in, they take me over to the little actual clubhouse where I'm going to be performing and setting up. And I get in there, and sure enough, walk in there, total butt-ass naked 85-year-old dude. God love the dude, like confidently strutting around the place like he owned the place. He'd just come out of the pool. He was walked into the clubhouse. Normally you walk in, you got your towel on in the clubhouse because you've just come from the pool. So you wrap it around the suit. You don't want to get water everywhere. This motherfucker just fucking swinging, man.
Drying everywhere.
Yes, absolutely. Dripping excessively. But so I make fun of him, but it ended up being one of the best events I ever did. It was so much fun. The people there were so kind and so non-judgmental, obviously, because like when I first got there, like I just wore shorts and a t-shirt. So I didn't get naked. I'll just get that right off the bat. I never got naked the whole night. Never really even considered it until later on in the evening. But it was interesting to see how the party started. I was wondering if everybody would just walk in naked, right? How that was going to work. And then it turned out that wasn't the case. They didn't all just walk in naked. They walked in. Some people walked in naked. Some people walked in like with a shirt and no bottoms, or just a bottom and no top. Or some people came in fully clothed. So that was interesting to see how that worked out. And then as the liquor started flowing and the party started jumping, obviously more and more clothes started coming off. So most of the people who were fully clothed were naked by the end of the night. And I never really got uncomfortable at any point in the evening. As far as like looking around, as far as like, you don't want to judge people, but there's normal people. I got a dad bod, all dad bods, a lot of mom bods. There were a couple hotties there, a couple hot dudes, a couple hot chicks. So that was nice. There was some eye candy there. But on that thing you signed, it really says, I can't remember the exact phrasing, but it pretty much says, it's okay to glance, but do not stare. So, you could take a little peek. You see a nice butt, some boobs, just kind of peek up at it, and then you're back in the computer, pulling a song or whatever. So, so that was kind of neat.
You just can't make them uncomfortable and just stare obsessively at them.
Yeah, like you don't want to just be like, oh, look at her titties. You can't do that. So I spent most of my night in the computer with my face in the computer, honestly, like looking up songs and stuff. But then there was an 844 hit 844-448-3862 if you're a nudist, if you've ever been to a nudist camp, see what your experience is like. Because I was getting a vibe that while it's not overtly sexual, I think it starts to by the end of the night. I think there might be...
Well, I think anytime you add booze and music like that, it's going to end up turning that way. I was actually going to ask, what is the dancing situation like? I mean, skin to skin? Are they right on top of each other still? I mean, how are guys not sprouting wood?
This was a question I could not figure out. Because I know I would have gotten horned up, especially especially with the one hot chick. No matter what, you're gonna get, even with the mom bods, you're gonna get horned up if they rub on you. You know what I mean? And that honestly That's why I say it's the only time I got uncomfortable all night was when there was a woman that came up to me for a request. She was butt-ass naked. I mean, full, totally naked, not a drop of clothing on her. And she was standing this close to me. I mean, on top of me. And I wasn't uncomfortable in the sense that, like, literally, that's not an exaggeration. That was one of the things I was going to describe. I could feel her heat coming off of her because she's dancing, so she's sweaty too. And so I was like uncomfortable only because if I made one wrong move, I was going to touch her. So it made me really nervous that if I reached wrong or she reached at the same time, I might graze a boob or something, and I didn't want anything like that to happen. So that was the only time I was uncomfortable the whole time. The rest of the time, it was really not that big of a deal. It actually didn't bother me. They were trying to get me to drink and trying to get me to get naked. I could tell they were trying to get me to get in on the fun. So
I was going to ask you. You just talked about before the break about how you got no problem, dick and ball swinging all around. So well, I assumed you'd be back there doing the same thing with the music playing.
I think that one was an official wolf ticket because I don't think I was ready to take off my clothes yet because I was not ready yet. But I think maybe if I wasn't working and there wasn't the like professional thing in my mind, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal. But especially if I was like if I'd have gotten drunk, then I absolutely probably would have taken, not absolutely, probably, absolutely would have taken my clothes off. But I didn't.
Signed up for a membership too.
They were trying. I think that's part of the thing that one of the reasons why they had me there. Because they even said if you do, because I had a couple like little like slushy like pina colada things that were actually pretty weak but delicious. So they wanted me to keep slugging those down and they were even like, we have a cabin. If you drink too much, you can go hang out in the cabin if you want. And I'm like, maybe not tonight. A kid had a baseball game and stuff the next day anyway. So I'm just trying to be a little bit professional there. So I did have a good time overall. I have to say it was a pretty, hold on one sec. I'm trying to refresh the phones. It looks like they might have crapped out there for a sec. So let me try to reboot this. If somebody wants to try to call, see me if the phones are working. I appreciate that. I'm seeing a bunch of people join the League of Dummies. Thank you guys very much. It looks like even Proby, I think, joined in there. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I know he's... What's that?
Proby gifted somebody a membership, too. I didn't know you could gift somebody a membership.
I didn't either. That's really cool. That's actually a really neat thing you can do. So, wow. Congratulations to whoever got a gifted show. Jake Church got hooked up by Proby Smasher. So, wow, that's pretty cool. I really appreciate that. Look at the chat coming together. We got some positive vibes in the chat. I like this. This is good stuff. I'm very happy to see that, guys. And thank you. Gifted 5 Another Dumb Show memberships. What? What is this guy? Proby, what are you doing, dude? Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me grab this phone call. It looks like they're working. Hi, you're on Another Dumb Show. It's you.
Well, look who finally decided to get their ass up and down the internet show again. Taking his fucking time. Oh, look at me. I'm a dumb. Look at taking his time.
Scrooge McDickhead. What's up, dude? How are you? It's so good to hear from you.
Scrooge.
I've been doing great, actually. Things are looking up.
That's wonderful news. I don't remember exactly where we left off with you. I can't remember if it was a story that we had about you. There was trouble at your house, your sister's house. If that was old news or new news. Yeah. I can't remember,
well,
but
it kind of has some, but yeah, like basically this woman who wasn't invited to my sister's house came around, fucked around and found out. She called the police, said my sister pistol whipped her, and then we got swatted.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so that was right around the time the show wrapped up last time, right? August, July-ish, right?
Well, at that time it had been over. Well, it had happened for a couple months then.
I see. Okay, we were learning about it at that time. Okay, cool. Well, are you okay now? Are you cleared of all charges?
Well, my sister had to fight an assault charge with a deadly weapon. The whole, the reason why they were there. Yeah. And we just had trial last week, and she was found not guilty.
Yay! Congratulations! Awesome. Good stuff,
sister. So now we get to sue the fuck out of the police department and basically own them.
Hey, good for you. Hey, if things went wrong and it looks like they did the wrong thing, then I go get that payday, man. That's what I just I can't believe people who miss out on opportunities for paydays when they're actually legitimate reasons to get them. So Scrooge, anything else, dude, real quick, while I tell the story about B1's work? You all good otherwise?
Well, you were just getting into a DJ story, and I can relate to that a small bit.
Okay, what's your story? What happened?
Well, this is a real dumb story, all right? I was at my ex-girlfriend's cousin's wedding, okay? You can follow that.
Ex-girlfriend's cousin. I got that. That makes perfect sense to me. If these people can't keep up, that's their problem.
All right. So we're at their cousin's wedding, and it seemed to be going well by all my accounts, but I guess the DJ that was there was either missing songs, not playing up at the right time, wrong songs, I don't know. She ended up getting fired like halfway through the wedding, and so they're trying to figure out what to do. And my girlfriend at the time says, well, hey, you're a music guy, go and do it. I'm like, wait, you want me, who's never touched a piece of DJ equipment before ever in my life, but just because I know music, I can DJ a wedding?
I should figure it out.
Like,
okay.
Yeah. And so they like sat me down, and the photographer gave me like a 5-minute crash course on like how to switch songs. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But I ended up picking it up, and I carried the rest of the night through, and I did it. Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't rocket science. I'm not gonna lie, it ain't rocket science. It was just like, hey, this thing that you weren't ever going to expect to do, well, now you got to do it. And then my fucking girlfriend at the time went and got too drunk. I couldn't get drunk because I was on the DJ, and we had to go back to the room. I was fucking pissed. I missed out garbage plates for that. Ooh, that is something to be upset about. Yeah, you miss out on garbage at a wedding?
Like after, because, it's Rochester area, right? So, like, after, all the dinners and whatever, like, at the end of the night around, like, 11, they're like, oh, hey, we got garbage plates, too, like, to cater for people. So, yeah, I missed out on that because she was too drunk and we had to go to the hotel room.
That sucks. That really sucks. Well,
yeah.
I'm glad you were able to DJ. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it ain't rocket science to step in there and do. I mean, there's a science to doing it the right way.
It was an experience for sure.
It's a fun game.
Literally just get thrown into it and take it away.
I'm sure. What do you think the big jam was? What was your go-to song that you knew was going to be the banger? Everybody knows what the one song is. For white people, it's easy.
I had to like feel the vibe of the crowd and still who was there, and I saw like there were much kind of older people on the dance floor at the time, so I just played like classic rock, and then somebody wanted to listen to Prince, so I threw that on.
Okay, all right, sounds good. You can never go wrong with Usher, no matter how old they are, unless they're like 90.
Hell yeah! Get Usher, those grannies jiggling.
Lady in the street, but a freak in the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Take them to an open. Oh yeah, I'll take them to an open bar, take them to the hotel, and take out those denters, if you know what I'm saying.
Jesus God. All right, Scrooge McTicket, on that note, I appreciate you calling, dude. It's good to hear your voice, bro.
All right, see you, buddy.
Adios, man. He was talking about that payday. There's a girl that got hurt at B1's work. Like, they had this huge, like, piece of equipment fall on her leg, and it was like, because it was improperly mounted or something like that, and it was like all these weird violations involved with it and stuff, and like this girl didn't even do a thing about it. Like, I don't even know if she got the work to pay for it or not. And I'm like, what the? I guess I understand being dedicated to your work, and I guess I kind of did that stuff on the old show, would beat the hell out of ourselves and not go to the doctor, or we'd go to the doctor on our own dime a lot of times, but. Man, for that, I thought that was for fame and fortune and glory. This is just, you're helping animals. But I guess, whatever, man. It's a little much for me. Guess what I did last week? Mikey. You there? Did I shut your mic off?
Flip out.
I didn't flip out because I got to go do something fun with one of my friends. I went to go see The Flash. The new Flash movie.
It's not out yet.
I know. I got to go. I got peeps. I got a dude.
I was gonna bring that up earlier. I was gonna mention it when you mentioned the name of the lizard, Zod. I was about to say Zod's about to make a return.
Yes. Wait until you see. Hold on. Actually, well, I think I actually have the trailer for it, so we can pull that up and see. You guys can see a little bit of what I saw the other day.
I'm so excited to see Michael Keaton again.
Oh, dude. Wait until what? Why did it do that? Hold on one sec. Give me one sec. Uno momento. Yeah, Michael Keaton. It was awesome. He was. I mean, the nostalgia in this movie was perfect. It was so good. They did a good job. So if you have no idea what we're talking about, and then too bad. So I'm going to show it to you what it is. So here is this, me, you, and that. Was kind of what that kind of jokey scene there at the beginning. A lot of that right off the bat. There was a lot of jokes at the beginning of the movie. So I was a little nervous that we were going to be dealing with a bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Marvel movie situation. Because I always like DC. I'm a DC guy. Nothing against Marvel. I have the Hulk tattoo. Love Wolverine. I'm X-Men. I love Marvel. But DC up to me is always more real. I know it's a guy that shoots lasers and flies around. That's Superman. So how real could that be? But they somehow present it in a more like their movie universe.
Like a darker way.
Darker. Some people say darker. To me, it just seems more real. I don't know how to explain it. It's probably the worst way to describe it because, it's, like I said, it's Superman is in it, so it's so not real. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I was really nervous going into after the first 20 minutes because the first 20 minutes was a lot of that stuff, a lot of jokes. Batman,
cheesy laughs here and there.
Yes, Bruce Wayne, Batfleck telling jokes. I just don't like I don't like Batman being funny. I know every once in a while he would kind of break that kind of next criticism of the movie here. I don't understand. Okay, so if you understand the Flashpoint paradox, this is all about time travel. So B1 immediately was out on this movie because she hates any movie that has anything to do with time travel or multiverses. This movie has both and lots of it. So Mikey, you're making a face like you want to throw up at the idea of time travel and multiverses.
Oh no, I'm just super focused on what you're saying. I'm probably a little lavender struck. You know what I'm saying?
All right, cool. You do look.
I forget that the camera's on sometimes.
Yeah, you look high as a kite. It's good. That's okay. Lavender will do that to you. But no, so the what was I saying with the paradox?
Flashpoint.
It's called the Flashpoint paradox, and boy, was it just one giant paradox as far as time travel and stuff like that. Because it makes, like Back to the Future, they kind of sort of make it seem like it makes sense. I don't know, to me, like it didn't seem like there was a paradox other than like chicken or the egg, which one happened first, which I guess is what it is. But in this one, I guess when he goes back in time, somehow the I don't know, I don't want to go too into the story, but it's a comic book that's been out there and it's an animated story that's been out there for a while that they kind of took from. So I'm not really spoiling anything, I guess, too much. But I just don't really understand how these two got into the same timeline, these two flashes at once. They didn't really do a good enough job, in my opinion, of explaining that. It's going to be dinged because of a song that's in there. I totally forgot that song was in there. But anyway, so I was watching it and I got pumped up because I love Pink Floyd and I was too busy singing the stupid song, and then it didn't even dawn on me at the time that I can't play it because it's got Pink Floyd in it and I can't play the song. So I really hate that rule about YouTube. I know it's all copyright and blah, 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 but that was the only cool, probably the only thing that sucks about doing this is that I can't play stuff like that. Like I can't play real songs when we come back from, not real songs, but like I got to get royalty free stuff it's cool. Like I love Tiger Blood Jewel. They're freaking great. But it drives me nuts that like stuff like that, I got to stop it in the middle of it because the whole episode will be a waste. A waste, yeah. And I got to go back. I got to mute different parts of it, and it's so stupid. So, but I got all wrapped up in Pink Floyd because I like Pink Floyd. But anyway, so back to the Flash. You don't really need to see the trailer to get my review of it. I got to tell you, that first 20 minutes was a little bit rough, only because of the stuff with Batfleck and some of the jokes. But the Flash is a little jokey, so it did fit. But boy,
He seemed real jokey in the other movies and the other appearances he's had in the DC universe so far. Kind of like an aloof character.
Even in the comic books, like him and Green Lantern are buddies and they joke around and stuff like that. And like in the animated series, they're always joking around in the Justice League animated series. So that wasn't too hard to swallow. It just was a little much at first. Batman being jokey, I didn't like. But then after the first 20 minutes, and the story started ramping up. Holy shit, what a good movie. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Yes, I thought it was
redeeming movie for DC.
Yes.
Are people going to agree with you? I mean, I know you're a little biased towards the DC type movies and stuff like that.
Well, without giving anything away, there's obvious reasons why I'm going to love it. So, take that for what it's worth. But it does do an amazing job. There are so many directions they can go through now. Like the reboot is set for sure. So
I'm super excited that James Gunn is heading up that studio. Like I cannot wait to see what rolls out next.
I'm pretty pumped. There's a lot of different ways they could go after seeing that. Honestly, I mean, I'm worried they're going to make Superman kind of wimpy. I'm just nervous that he's not going to. Superman to me is like, the big, strong. Not that I'm big and strong, but he's a big, he's huge, he's big and muscular. And you should do that, Mikey. You're on steroids, for Christ's sake. Why am I doing that? God damn it, wrong button. Sorry guys. I just don't. I don't like the idea of a skinny Superman versus he's based on the circus guys. You know what I mean? Like the strongmen of the circus from the 30s.
Yeah, the super skinny waist and the really big shoulders.
Exactly, bending metal and stuff. That's like what you think of. The guy, really, honestly, the bald guys with the goofy beard or the goofy mustache.
Yeah, the big muscle,
strong muscle. So it bothers me that they keep making Superman a little bit, especially in the animated stuff. He's getting smaller and smaller. And he's not that big kind of big dude that people with body dysmorphia look up to. So I think they're going to make him a kind of a skinny twerp because I did see. Let me try to actually pull this up here because I did see there's a trailer that I wanted to show you that I think we can get through this trailer without me having to shut it off. Hopefully, guys. Is this new Adventures of Superman animated show? It's called My Adventures with Superman. That's going to be on HBO Max and Adult Swim, which I thought was kind of neat. Really? So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So here, let's check this out. So there you go. How cool is that? I am so excited for that. I'm a nerd and watch all those animated everything. So I'm actually really excited for that. I can't wait to watch that. Do you watch those?
I struggle with animated things. I don't know
really?
Why.
Even the DC stuff?
Something in my brain. Yeah, I do. I don't know why. I've tried a bunch.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching that. I personally think the stories in the animated ones are way better than the movies. I mean, way better. The movies try to take the stuff from the animated stories and take like 3 or 4 different animated stories and then combine them all into one movie, which is kind of what they did in the Flashpoint Paradox. But they stuck a little bit more to the actual, because there's a animated Flashpoint Paradox that everybody loves. And the Michael Keaton character in this Flash movie was so cool. He was so nostalgic.
As soon as I heard his voice in that trailer, it hits me right in the feels. I mean, that Batman 1 and 2 are my 2 favorite Batmans still to this day.
I still remember like exactly which movie theater I was in, where I saw the sign. Just the like before it was even released, just the movie poster for Batman. And I remember when I first looked at it, I hadn't really I was kind of out of superhero at that time. I was little and had moved into like football. And so because when I was real little, I was into Star Wars and Superman and Batman and all that Justice League stuff. And then kind of got out of that when I got moved in with my dad and started playing football, and sports ruled my whole world. And then I went to a movie with my mom, and I saw this movie poster. And for whatever reason, when I saw it, I was seeing the yellow in the bat signal instead of the actual bat signal. So I'm looking at it going, what is, because my mom was like, oh, that's so neat. And I'm like, what is that? What am I looking at? And she goes, Batman. And it just, then it like came into focus. The bat came into focus. And I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. And then, well, I was like, people know I love Superman, and they think that means I automatically hate Batman. No, I love Batman. Batman's cool. I love Batman. He just will get his ass whipped by Superman. There's all there is to it. I don't care what anybody
without
says.
a doubt.
No doubt about it. It was not even a. And
I'm a Batman guy. I'm not even a Superman guy.
No, it's a silly argument. Just silly. All right. Well, guys.
Speaking of movies, I was going to say I saw the Machine this past weekend. Bert's.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. I've been meaning to ask somebody, anybody, if they've seen that and what they thought of it. So Bert Kreischer, The Machine, was obviously a big part of RMG when he shot his special here in Cleveland. I wasn't actually on the show at the time, but I know the show really was kind of instrumental with helping promote that here and fill it up for like 3 days in a row or whatever, so he could really get a good Netflix special out of it. So, excuse me, he really went out of his way to try to really pay that back to the show, and he seems like he was on all the time and all that kind of good stuff.
Oh, he was on promoting this, and he even, Rover was supposed to go out to the premiere of the movie.
Did he go?
Yeah, but then he got stuck in Denver for 12 hours and missed it.
What, like a plane problem or something?
Yep,
oh,
I think
sucks.
so. From what I remember hearing on the show, that sucks. But
I'm surprised he didn't just try to rent a private plane or something. That's knowing him. I'm surprised.
Figure all that bread. I mean,
anyway.
Maybe it's all tied up. He's doing some type of giant remodel in Florida right now in some condo.
Oh yeah, I did hear. I talked to Charlie, and he was saying that he's not doing the show from Cleveland. He's in Miami.
He's back to Cleveland now, but he's been in Miami for probably the better part of 4 or 5 months. Well,
that's okay.
Bought this condo to remodel, and they had to lease another place to live out of. It's been a disaster.
Right on. Well,
going more Baldy Wood.
So Bert came on to promote it. Did he tell the Machine story again, or did he tell everybody to go see the movie? Obviously, to see it. Did he at least?
Yeah, at this point, if you don't know what the Machine story is, it's one of the most watched videos on YouTube. I mean, the guy's got 100 million views.
Wow, I didn't know that. Well, good for him. How was the movie?
Dude, it was great. For people that like that raunchy type humor that really hasn't been around because everything's been all super woke and everything like that. It was a comedy that, if you're a fan of Bert at all, you'll absolutely love the movie. I can't speak for other than that, but Mark Hamill as his father and some of the Easter eggs and stuff like that. There was some funny jokes and
that's good.
It was really good from beginning to end.
Nice. Any boobs?
Like I said, if you follow Bert and the way his family dynamic is and anything like that, and how public he's been about everything with his life on Instagram, this really is like Bert's life.
That's cool. Bert's funny. I actually like Bert a lot, but I actually like his buddy Tom Segura more. That dude is hilarious.
Tom's
He's
my
really
favorite
funny.
comedian.
He's so dry and just like matter of fact with his humor. He's really funny. And his wife, like B1 is really into that Yo Mama's House podcast that she does, or their podcast or whatever.
Well, where my mom's at podcast,
or is that what it's called? What's the Yo Mama's House? What's that?
Christina P's podcast, Tom's wife, is Where My Mom's At.
Okay.
And then Tom and Christina together is Your Mom's House.
That's okay. So that's why I'm mixing them up, because they're similar. Yeah, B1 watches both of those. She's really into that. She's always watching that show.
Me too. I'm actually, that's one of the shows that I'm subscribed to one of their tiers of membership.
Right on. I laughed because her phone actually she was sitting here last night playing it on it, like it started playing on her phone, and she thought I was playing it, and it kept playing this thing over and over and over again. And I finally looked at her, I was like, are you gonna shut that off or turn it down at any point? And she goes, you're the one playing that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not playing that. And it's coming out of your phone. And then for whatever reason, her phone was just playing audio, and she had to restart her whole phone because it was like every app was closed, and it was just replaying this one clip from them over and over and over again. It was very odd. So
yeah, I watched that show religiously. That group of comics right there, like Bert and Tom, Shane Gillis, Mark Norman, and all them. I'm super obsessed with comedy.
That's good. I saw the funniest comedy special I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, I didn't think anything could make me laugh harder than any like Raw or Delirious did. But this, I think his name's Andrew Martino. Martino? I don't know.
Cheeseburger, Andrew Santino.
Yes. Dude, that was one of the. If you've not watched that, you turn me off right now and go watch that, because I'm not kidding you. That was the funniest fucking hour of. I mean, I was literally like gut laughing the whole time. It was so funny. I really, really love that.
He's
dude
hilarious, man. He's got a podcast with Bobby Lee called Bad Friends, and it's fucking hilarious.
It's weird. Like I'm not really like I guess I'm still too traditional with like I'm still watching network TV. I don't watch enough. Even though I do a YouTube show, I don't watch hardly anything other than like Pat McAfee. Probably the only thing I really watch on YouTube. That's about it. And that's just because I'm out of YouTube. I can't get enough football. So, all right. I think that's gonna wrap things up for us tonight. I'm sitting here smelling this pizza, and it's killing me, and I want to eat it so badly. So I am going to go ahead and grab that and eat my dinner here and spend a little bit of time with my son this evening. So I think that's going to wrap things up for us tonight. Mikey, thank you so much for coming and hanging out again. I appreciate it so much.
Absolutely. It was a great time. I'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Bean Arena. Oh, and it looks like we got Kal-El there with her too. Bean Arena, you being a good girl? Who's a good puppy? Who's your best whoppers? Yeah, you're a good girl. You did a good job today, baby. Alrighty, you guys. That's going to wrap things up for us tonight. Thank you to everybody in the chat. I'm noticing all these. I'm now seeing almost more green chat in there than gray chat, and green means that you are members. So this is really amazing, guys. Thank you so much. Honestly, I cannot. I don't know how. I can't thank you enough. Seriously, I really, when I put that thing together, it was just on a whim, and just because YouTube told me to do it. So it's so nice that you guys have taken the time to do it, and are forking over your own cash to help support the show. So I promise you, I'm going to keep kicking my ass and keep working and making sure that this thing keeps growing. Mikey's going to be here helping. I'm going to try to get a hold of Allie and Dan and see if they want to be around at all. I heard from PDJ. I saw he was in the chat. He emailed me. He's trying to get back in here. He was mad at me at one point, but I guess he's come back around. So, Piss Drinker Jay, what's up, dude? That's going to wrap things up for us here on Another Dumb Show. We will be back tomorrow, I believe, live at 5. So, keep checking my Instagram at Another Dumb Show if you have not already done that. That's where I'm going to be giving you the updates on show times. I would just plan on 5 to 7 unless you hear from me otherwise on Instagram, because I don't think I want to jump on every day and go, hey, I'm going to be on at 5 when we're planned on being on at 5. So if you've not already taken a moment to like today's video, make sure you hit like the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Turn on notifications. That way you'll know when I go live, because like I said, I might just hop on. Mentioned yesterday, I might just hop on in the middle of the day sometimes. Who knows? Because I can just fire this thing up whenever I want to. So, and again, if you want to become a member of the channel, you can do that. Just hit the little join button right next to the name on there, and you can become a member. And it's going to give you, you're going to get a sweet little ADS logo next to your name. And the longer you guys keep subscribing, I think you guys get even cooler pictures as you move up through the tiers month to month. So I appreciate you guys doing that. That's going to wrap things up for me tonight. I am out of here. See ya.